Welcome to the IIMN Talk Show, your one-stop destination for insights that you wouldn't find in any textbook. Our guest for today is a passionate marketer with years of experience building brands across the B2B as well as the B2C space. He has worked with big names like Mondelez and today holds the esteemed position of Senior Vice President Marketing at Pidilite. We're delighted to have you, sir. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
And without further ado, we'd like to dive into the first question.
Please go ahead.
Sir, so you have been a management student too.
Yes.
And in a business school, we're immersed into multiple subjects like operations, HR, marketing, finance, etc. How did you find marketing to be your true calling and something that you could be passionate about?
Interesting one. I think a lot of us are influenced by our teachers. So in my B school, we had a wonderful marketing teacher by the name of Mr. Harsh Verma. He used to teach us marketing with significant amount of passion. And anybody, even if you are remotely interested in marketing, you'd really be interested in that class. So that I think was the initial trigger. And then as I went deeper, I really liked it. I was telling it to your fellow students that I got my internship in my during those days in GSK. Okay. That's where I got to experience practical marketing. And then I felt that this is something that I really want to do. And I started making choices and just formed a career in it.
That's true, sir. Our teachers have very deep-rooted impact on us.
Correct.
And a lot of us honestly end up taking careers based on these, based on our teachers' passion teaching us these subjects.
Correct.
So you worked with few big brands like Mondelez and Pidilite. These companies have held their stature of being colossal and unmissable brands for generations. In the branding context, what do you think they did differently to have such a deep-rooted brand loyalty in so many consumers?
Excellent question again. I think if I were to look for common threads between both of them, I think a couple of things that they've done very, very right is that they have got their core branding promise, their product promise very well. And they have consistently delivered on that promise. It is easy to market, but it is very difficult to deliver on that promise every day in, day out for years, for decades. So that's one thing that they've done very well. Number two, I think both these brands or both these companies understand their consumers very well. And once you understand the consumer well, you are able to articulate the brand proposition in a language that consumers understand and a manner in which consumer appreciate it. I think it's a combination of both, combined with obviously, let's not take away from the work that the R&D teams, the packaging teams, etc. have done to really build the brand promise in a very, very powerful manner. All of those, I think, combined with some excellent marketing, have made them the brands that they are today.
Right, absolutely. So, sir, in today's world, where consumers are becoming inherently focused on the value that they derive from these brands, do you think brand loyalty is still a thing?
Yeah, of course. I think the way to deliver value is not just in the intrinsic benefit that you're delivering. Value is also about trust. And the trust originates from what the brand does after it says. So when a person buys into Fevicol, they don't have to worry about what's inside Fevicol, whether it is work or not work. They know that Fevicol means unbreakable bonds. Fevicol ka jod hai tutega nahi. And so therefore they are buying into that trust. And therefore I think the loyalty is towards your promise and the consistency with which you are delivering on that promise. That's what it is all about, frankly. Even yesteryears as well as today, that's how I think consumers will continue to reward brands with loyalty if they deliver on what they promise.
So now Pidilite has fortified its presence in the B2B as well as the B2C space.
Yeah.
And so have you. So given the distinct needs of the target market, How do you think marketing changes its shape across these two spaces?
Hmm, nice, good one. I think the marketing fundamentals remain the same.
Right.
You have to treat your consumer like a consumer, etc. One of the key differences is that in B2C space, quite a lot of time you're selling the product itself.
True.
A lot of the B2B selling is about solution selling. It's slightly long term. People are not looking to buy into the product, but they are looking to buy into the relationship. And hence you have to look at a slightly longer picture. The conversion cycles are longer. Uh, the the convincing stage with the consumer is slightly longer. It is more intimate because you get the chance to interact with consumers. They are learned ones. They ask you a lot of questions, etc., etc. But the fundamental of crafting a value proposition, communicating it very effectively, delivering that proposition with consistent action remains the same. But the only thing that changes is that you are selling a product there and you are in a more transactional relationship with the consumer in a B2C space. In a B2B space, it's a longer term relationship that the consumer or your buyer buys into.
So, sir, can we say that marketing in the B2B space is a little more challenging?
I think it's interesting.
Okay.
Both of them have their own challenges.
Right.
Think of it this way. In a B2C space, you get limited opportunities to talk to your consumer.
Right.
And your consumer can get swayed by so many other influences that they encounter once they walk into the market.
Right.
I have marketed to kids in the past, and the kids brand manager position is really challenging because you're talking to somebody who started from home to buy a chocolate. On their way, they saw a ball, so their preference changed to the ball.
Right.
And when they reached at the shop, they saw a beautiful laddu and they bought the laddu.
Right.
So therefore, kids by that nature are getting influenced by everything that they see on the way.
True.
In a B2B space, you get the chance to nurture a relationship, build a relationship with your consumer over a period of time.
Right.
So I think both B2C as well as B2B have their unique challenges, or rather the unique aspects that they offer, where marketers have sufficient room to experiment, to learn and to grow.
So, sir, since we're talking about today's world, AI in marketing is something that is a trending topic. And so, for example, we're seeing computer-generated influencers doing campaigns for big brands today.
Yeah.
So, how do you think we as management students can leverage technological skills to become successful marketers?
I think a very relevant question. Thank you for asking this. I think one of the key things the students have to do is, number one, get their marketing fundamentals right. Regardless of what technology throws your way, at the end of the day, you are satisfying a particular need that the consumer have in a consistent manner over a period of time. So that remains the same. You have to get that process right. Now, as a student, and in fact, you are not just a student when you are studying.
Right.
You remain a student through your life because tools keep changing.
True.
Marketers before me only had print or possibly one TV channel to contend with, DD. At my point in time, you had multiple channels, you had digital starting, etc.
Right.
Marketers which will come after me have many more media. It is just getting fragmented more and more. So therefore, I think you have to remain the student of media also. You have to keep understanding what is the new technology, what does it mean, what is the relationship of consumers with that technology, how are they consuming it. Therefore, how do you read that? How do you write that technology to deliver your message to the same consumer, and also judge what is the efficacy of this relationship, whether you are reaching the consumer, sufficient number of consumers, whether your reach is as impactful as you want it to be, whether your message is getting delivered or not getting delivered. So all of those skills you would have to master, and it depends on the media vehicle that you're riding, but the fundamentals of marketing will remain the same.
True, absolutely. So, sir, do you have any parting words for the IIM Nagpur community and our dear viewers here?
Okay, no, I think I was thoroughly, I thoroughly enjoyed my session, and really, number one, you guys have a lovely campus, so you guys should consider yourself lucky. The B school that I came from, we never had a campus. We only had a few rooms at our disposal, though I love it to bits. But So therefore, the credit should go to your administration, your dean, and everybody else who has worked hard for it. Secondly, I think the session and everything that I did was very well organized. I really loved the enthusiasm that everybody showed when I spoke to them. When you're a speaker, when you're talking to people, you feed on their energy.
Right.
And there was sufficient number of questions and arguments and counter arguments during the session for to keep me energized and engaged. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. The only message I'll give to you guys is that this is where you practice learning. Don't forget it, because continuous improvement is the only way to grow in life, regardless of whether you're going to become a marketer or a finance professional or a procurement professional. Doesn't matter. Just understand the process of learning and keep repeating it even after you pass out of IIM Nagpur, and I'm sure you will do yourself and your alumni and your alma mater very, very proud, and all the best for that.
Well, every marketing aspirant, please make notes. This is your guide to the core of marketing and beyond. Thank you so much, sir, for a very engaging conversation.
Thank you.
And with this, bye-bye viewers. See you soon.